Sorry, I thought I turned it on. I apologize. How about now? Give me a thumbs up. So, speaking about moving early, Sonny, I went back into that spot to watch for buzzards for another hour. I got out of the truck. I walked into close to where I shot him. And when I come out of there 5 minutes later, jumped in the truck, headed down the hill, took a right, went 100 yards. And what I think is the ditch buck jumped right in front of me in the truck, 6-8 feet in front of the truck. I only got that glimpse right as he crossed the road. Then he's in a ditch in a creek bottom. Insane. That couldn't have been the buck I shot. Just couldn't have been. There's so many big ones in there, it's hard to tell. And I have no indication that there's a dead deer over there. I can't feel sorry about it and not continue to hunt. So I'm going to continue to monitor the situation. If we have buzzards show up, I can get in there and check it out, then we're going to do it. Josie, what's going on? Happy Halloween. We have 20-mile-an-hour winds. This is pretty insane. I mean, sustained 20-mile-an-hour winds. Charlie Watts, what's going on, man? Ponch, how are you? Hey guys, it's good to be back. I kind of took a couple days off to move the boats. Adam Wise, hey, how are you? Yeah, we're getting blown away, Josie. I wish I had a better video of that buck I took a crack at the other night. It's an insane buck. I guess only time's going to tell till we figure out if that one's dead or not. Like I said, I thought I saw the target buck today jump across the road right in front of me, 6-8 feet. And I think that's the ditch buck. So either good I didn't shoot the ditch buck and wound him, or good I didn't shoot the ditch buck and he's laying dead, or good I did shoot the ditch buck and he's fine. It just leaves so many questions in my mind, like, what buck did I shoot then? Again, we get into these low light situations, super low light situations, minute or two before legal, and it's hard to even tell what the rack looks like, because it just all washes out against that grass. He was a monster deer though, and I hit him exactly where I needed to hit him. There's just 1,000 acres of the thickest stuff you can imagine to try to find him in, with no indication of where he went. Slate, you didn't get a notification. I just went live. I don't know. The live, guys. Like the live. So I've got a giant ridge behind me. You could see it's all grass up in here. I can see 1,000 yards in that direction. Now you can't see much of what's going on in that field because it's so tall. In a morning hunt, you expect them to come down out of that grass and come down here, walk this trail, cross the road, disappear into that impact area and go lay down. In the evening, you expect the opposite, so we're set up to shoot this way. And yeah, hopefully it all works out. No, we're not shooting any does tonight. No, I don't, Slate. I hit one Wednesday night. I have spent 12 hours looking for that deer total. I shot it at like 7 or 8 yards. It takes one leap and it's out of sight. It's out of my peripheral, like I can't see it. So I have no indication of where to look for blood. and I didn't have immediate blood where I shot. So I did circles, big loops, trying to find blood, but I'm in 5 foot tall, just grass, goldenrod. It's nearly impossible to see in the dark if you have blood. 40 minutes after I shot the deer, it starts to pour rain, and it rained for 8 hours, 10 hours yesterday. It makes it almost impossible. So the good news is the buck I think I shot, I saw him cross the road today at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. He almost hit the truck. And he come out of right in some of that bedding where I was looking for him at. So I either think I hit a different buck, or he's on his feet. There's just no way for me to even possibly comprehend that I shot that deer at 7 or 8 yards and it's still alive. I can't swallow that. I don't think it's possible. I put it right through the crease where it needed to be. So I'm baffled. I'm living on the pain train right now, and it's, I don't know, bow hunting is a never-ending battle with mental toughness and, I guess, fortitude. I really want to put my tag around the deer I shot. 2 reasons. 1, it's the right thing to do, and 2, I think he's a monster. After slowing down that video, zooming in, like you can see when he was walking straight towards me at 20 yards. Now at 25, 30 yards at that light level, I can barely see there's a deer there with my eyes. But as soon as he turns, it looks like the main beams are out as far as his nose, and he's got some really decent tines on him. That's why I thought he was a ditch buck, but I'm dealing with an Insta360. That's the only footage I have of him because I had a mere 4 or 5 seconds to react. Everything happened. And, you're 2 minutes before legal. I have 3 seconds to make a decision on whether I'm shooting or not. I draw the bow back while he's still facing me, and then when he turns, he's in the ditch. I have to stand up so I can see him. And I just had a perfect broadside shot, maybe 10 degrees, quartering away. I probably hit that opposite shoulder, buried that arrow deep, didn't get an exit. A guy I know double lung shot. He double lung shot a 210-pound buck last year. That deer went 380 yards. He double lung shot it with a cut-on contact broadhead, shooting a 45-pound recurve, and that deer went 385 yards. In there, we're in wooded timber mostly, and I could see little droplets of blood because he didn't get a pass through. The arrow never come out. And that was one of the hardest tracks I've ever been on. This one, if it's bleeding like that, there's no possible way. I'm lying through AI. Bass Fishing Productions. Hey, good luck out there, man. Everybody wants to kill a buck on Halloween. Orange Clown, Happy Halloween. Cypress Hunter, anything? No, not since early afternoon. I just got hung here a little while ago. We do have ridiculous amounts of wind, like 20 miles an hour. I'm sure you guys can hear it. It is howling bad. Ethan, thanks for taking your little brother out, man. That's really awesome of you. Way to be a legend and get him out there. I appreciate that. I'm sure he does too. I'm just thanking you for him. I'm set up here on a pretty traditional rut funnel. Like I said, this is a travel corridor for does in the morning to go down in bed once they cross the road. So in the evening when they stand up, and they bed over here on this opposite hill, if they stand up and come this way and there happens to be a hot doe there, maybe we'll drag one of these big bucks out of bed. I don't know. Man, F Shams, chill it out, bro. I don't know. Will, I think they don't take it down. I saw some. Who did I watch? There was somebody on a live that shot one on a live, and they didn't take it down. I guess it's all going to depend. What I don't want to do is get my channel in trouble, I'll tell you that, but we got a giant in here tonight. Who knows what I'll do, you know, like I'll put it on there. Slate, you can't use a thermal drone here in Pennsylvania, and you certainly can't use one on a military installation. It's a federal violation. It's also in violation of the game laws. If that were the case, we'd already have one for this kind of stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Slate, I don't know if it's dead with that buck that jumped across. There's not that many bucks in there that are that big. When that thing jumped across the road, it startled the hell out of me, but it looked like it had 5 on the left side, which we were chasing a big 9-pointer. He's got 11 or 12 inch tines, G2s, G3s, 11 inches long. I mean, that's probably the buck. Big, heavy mast. He's got a kicker on the one side, got a kicker on the strong side. But what do I know? I never see any deer anyway. Will, no, I don't duck hunt. I have. There's a guy I used to hang out with. He was a waterfowler. He was more into goose hunting, and I shot a goose one time hunting with him. I tried to eat that thing, and I was like, there's no point in hunting geese anymore. For me to duck hunt where I live, I've got to ask for permission, and I've got to get properties to hunt on, and that's just something I'm just not into doing that. I don't know why, I'm not. Amber, I shot a 135 and some change last year. 135, 136, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm not a professional scorer, but I would say no doubt he's over 135, closer to 136. Not since Tuesday, TJ. Almost had a shot Monday. 3 more steps from the doe. I had a shot. I should be over in that tall grass again tonight, but I've been in there so much. Like I said, 12 hours over the last 2 days, tromping around in there, just looking for a deer once in the driving rain. I mean, absolute driving rain. And I just don't think I'm going to have any luck in there. And we're coming up on the weekend here. My wife's got to work this weekend, so I'll be with the kid starting tomorrow and Sunday, and then Monday we'll get back after it. Good news is we got all the boats moved and all the boats winterized, so I'm done with that for the year. I wanted to get that done late September, but TJ, you seeing that big buck at all? I think when I look back at this year, I've only had 4 does in range during the PA season this year. That's insane. 4 does. All I have seen is little bucks. I've seen a mountain of little spikes, 4 points, 6 points, couple 8 points. Just a mountain of small deer. Hell, I could have a deer right underneath me now and I wouldn't even know it because I'm paying attention to the phone and talking to you guys. I'm about to blow out of this tree. That's good, TJ. You better get out there and get after one, dude. Only way to kill him is get out there and whack one. Yeah, there's rubs and scrapes everywhere. I must have saw 10,000 rubs in the last 2 days looking for that buck. I'm getting blown out of the tree, guys. I gotta stand more this way because I'm literally getting blown out of the tree. The wind is crazy right now. Yeah, it is. You get a deer yet? Yeah, we've gotten lots of deer, bud. Lots of deer. I don't do too much hunting deer anymore. I hunt specific deer pretty much this time of year. We're looking for something special. Josie, you need to get out and walk around someplace else and see if you can find some sign, because we are well in the beginning. That buck I shot Wednesday was up on the hill, grunting like crazy. He chased a spike down past me. I'm sure he was up in there probably chasing a doe, and then when I grunted after the spike come through, he blasted down over the hill right to 7 yards. I mean, right to me. I just hate how all my opportunities they're all in the last 5 minutes of light. it's terrible for filming. You can't make out much. You can't see much. But that's how the vast majority of the big bucks are. TJ, jump in the car and drive down there, man. I might try to get out on a rut hunt down in Maryland here this week. It's going to depend what's open here at the Gap. Days where I don't think the good spots are open or I don't have the ability to get into them, then I'm going to head to Maryland. Franklin County, North Carolina. Lee Payne. Hey, my wife's maiden name was Payne. What's up? Hey, little sis. How you doing? Your big bros are on. Nice to have you guys on, man. Josie, you're the best thing for my channel. You realize that? Every time you jump on the line, you attract like 700 other people to jump on. I love it. Thank you for your utmost support and all of the guys and gals that support you. I appreciate it. Carson, I haven't killed a deer in a couple weeks. I may have killed one Wednesday night, but I'll be damned if I can find that thing. And I may have seen the deer that I shot damn near run into the front of my truck today, so only time will tell. Tomorrow morning I'll come out with the kiddo and I'll check the spot for buzzards and see if we have anything circling. It's the best I can do at this point. And I'll keep an eye on it over the next couple days, see if anything turns up. But if he's in there, buzzards will be on it. It'll take him a couple days to eat it, unless the coyotes help him out. Maybe we get a glimpse. Maybe we're able to go in there and recover him. Yeah, you do, Josie. You're a lucky person. You got a lot of really awesome friends, and they all think really highly of you. So you're doing the right thing. You keep at it. Keep posting your videos. Dial in on your camera skills and get after it, because this YouTube can change your life. I'm just waiting for it to do that for me, but I'm gonna wait probably forever. Yeah, you're welcome. And you're young yet, so you're starting at the right time. I waited till I was way too old to get going. What happened with the Pain Train channel? Just didn't work out with me and the partner. So, not really a whole lot else I want to say about it, but he changed the password to the YouTube channel so I couldn't post anymore and started a competitive channel, so I went off to do my own thing, you know. I'm better off that way, believe me. Paunch, I appreciate it. It's great to be up here. I'm not even whispering today. I don't think I have to. The wind is blowing so hard. Carter, what's up? Lee, I wish I was 38, man. I wish I was 38. I just turned 45 here in October. Yeah, I wear the mechanic gloves all the time for climbing and rappelling. They're not much for keeping your hands warm, but yeah, SoCal, we got a crazy wind tonight too. It may die off here. It may die off here just before dark, and I've always had great success when the wind blows hard all day long. A couple hours anyway, and then it dies off maybe to 5 or 8 miles an hour right before dark. It just seems like that last half hour, 40 minutes is fire. So that's what we're trying to do. We're pinning Anthony's message. Thanks, Anthony. By the way, that's my name, but you already know that. It's a good name. So I battled with this idea of hunting with the recurve in some of these spots. Now the buck I shot Wednesday, I shot it with the compound bow. Reason being, I'm 175 yards from a place that if he goes in there, I don't have access to get him out. So I think from No, I was not live on Wednesday down in that ditch. I didn't have enough service to go live. I was 100% sure that shot was lethal until that giant buck jumped across the road today, unless it's a different buck. I'm mind blown. Again, we're talking 7 yards, guys. 7 yards on the ground. 65-pound compound bow, G5 Mega Meat, right through what I thought was the pump house. We'll find out. Yeah, we're buck hunting. We're buck hunting. We'll find out if the birds start circling. It's 57 degrees. It feels like 40 with this wind. This is brutal. Because walking in on the ground, you don't have any clothes on. You got to carry all your shit with you, then get dressed at the base of the tree and climb up here. It's a little brutal. 6'7". I got a funny story about 6'7", Henry. Had to go to the courthouse this morning, get a passport made. After that, went to McDonald's for breakfast with the fam. Pulled up to the drive-thru. And I said to the guy on the mic, I was like, yo, dude, I want to order 6 or 7 sausage patties. And he just started to laugh, right? And I said, yeah, I don't know if I want 6 or 7. Just, put it in there like right now. It's 6 or 7, and then I'll decide. I was like, all right, what's the wife want? The wife ordered. And I ordered. I was like, all right, man, don't make it 6 or 7, man. Make it 7. I want 7 sausage patties. And by the time we left that drive-thru, everybody in the whole place they're going nuts. I don't know why it's so funny. 6'7" is not that funny. 6'7". But apparently they thought it was. I'm in a saddle. I am not in a tree stand, I am in a saddle. Guys, I am so high up here, it's unreal. Look at this. Well, I'll go this way, hold on. Yeah, TJ, the situation I'm in right now is my wife works tomorrow, so I gotta be with the kid. That's why I'm out tonight, or I probably wouldn't be hunting. Tomorrow, though, we are gonna get on the mountain and we are gonna watch for some birds, man. I'm hoping those vultures show up and that deer's dead. I go put a tag on that thing. Yeah, meat'll be spoiled at this point, but it's doing the right thing. I am. I have the ability. I can sit in this saddle too, just like sitting in a swing. But for an hour or two, I'm just going to stand. I have a little knee pad I tuck against the tree, and I can lean in real close, put my knees on that. And I have a back brace. I can put my back brace on, lean back. It's like sitting in a recliner. Guys, these saddles are super comfy if you're set up to use them right. And I'm an old man. I can't carry a lot of weight anymore. I got knee problems. I got back problems. I got all kinds of stuff wrong with me, right? But I'm able to get the essential camera gear and the saddle. I had to spend some money to get some lightweight, like a lightweight stick and a lightweight platform. Platform's only 2 pounds. No, I've never gone hog hunting. There's no hogs around Pennsylvania. Knee pads are essential for saddle hunting. You can sit into the tree and fall asleep. Yeah. I have knee pads for these pants, but I don't use them. I have one of those HME foam seats that people use to sit on the ground. I just strap one of those around a tree and that's all I need. It's all I ever wanted. All I ever needed. Banana said hi. Hey, how are you? I don't even know what language that is. Is that Kazakhstan? Does anybody know what language that is? I thought YouTube was going to come out with some sort of AI generated whatever to translate everything that's in your life so that you can read it based on your language. So like if I was sitting here and I'm speaking English, but you're Japanese and you only speak Japanese, and that's how the language is set up on your phone, it would just automatically translate it. How cool would that be? If everybody in the world could understand exactly what you're saying. SSBO brothers, what's the short about? Yeah, Florida has everything. They also have big snakes, big fucking snakes. Paul, what do you want to know about saddle hunting? I mean, I think the selection of saddle goes a long way. In my opinion, the Method 3 is the only one that you want to use from Latitude Outdoors, just because the construction is uniform throughout. It provides the maximum amount of cushion and support. Yeah, like and sub slate. You know what? We're gonna pin that one. Yeah. Check this out. I'm gonna show you guys this. Now, I often talk rut funnels, but what we have is a bunch of bedding out here, down there across that road. And then you have this ditch. Now, it doesn't look like a crazy big ditch here, but it's actually pretty deep and pretty narrow. It's just that I'm so high above it. And then we've got all this out here. They love to come up and down this trail because it's easy for them. But this is a classic rut funnel here. And then on the opposite side of me, 150, 180 yards over, I've got another funnel it's almost the same. I don't know, maybe tonight I should be in that one with the west wind, right? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, the camera flattens everything out. Yeah, well, Paul, we'll get together. I never made it down because I had to move boats. I had a couple days where I didn't even really do much of anything because my back was hurting so bad. But Monday or Tuesday, I'll be back out hunting, and if the spots here at the Gap aren't open, I'll be coming down to Maryland. So I'll send you a text. And then like midday, if we don't have a lot of action midday, you can try out this rig and I'll put you on a tree, show you how everything works and let you try it out. I'd be down for that. As long as we can video it. Yeah, 250 people double tap that thing. My choice of weapon, man. I like the longbow and I like the Mathews V3X. Problem with the longbow in here, guys, and I've said it before, but I'm going to stand by it. It's an ethical thing for me. 160 yards from here, there's a road. Once they cross that road, they're unrecoverable by anybody. So my goal is to kill them as quickly as possible. And sometimes the longbow is just not the best thing for that. The other challenge is we're hunting rutting bucks. Rutting bucks, they don't stop. They got their nose down, they're going. They offer very few shot opportunities, if any, with a damn longbow. And I'm not going to spend my whole life out here sitting with a longbow just to kill one buck with it. Early season, that's a different thing. Late season, different thing, because you can catch them over food. In the rut, it's a different ball game. Hell yeah, I'm down. Yeah, I will. I will, Paul. I gotta get with another guy down there too, because I told him I might be coming back down. He texted me earlier today, so I gotta get down there. I love hunting Maryland in the rut. That's a good visual there of that rut funnel for you guys. So one of the things I like to do is keep you guys updated on what the schedule looks like. So if you're on the live now, yeah. Saturday, Sunday, I can't hunt. I got some family obligations. Then Monday, we're going to hit it hard. So we're talking the 3rd through whatever. The 3rd through the end of the rut. I'm going to try to hunt every day. We're going to do a lot of stuff. We're going to use a decoy. We're going to use the rattling antlers. Wednesday, the only thing I could say I made a mistake at is when that small buck was pushed through. I didn't grunt soon enough. I waited 5 or 8 minutes. I should have grunted immediately, but I didn't want him coming back in. Then that deer showed up like only 2 minutes before legal. We have another draw just like the one behind me over here. But that deer I shot he's legitimately 140 or 150 inch buck. And I'm not giving up on recovering them yet. I spent 12 hours looking for them. We're hoping the birds get up in the air. No, I never use a fawn distress in pre-rut. I use a fawn bleed all the time early season for does. Today there's no sense in calling anything. They can't hear anything. Yeah, Slade, I've tried that. I'm not real happy with the way it sounds. It sounds more like a clanging and banging bounce. I mean, I like the idea that it's got the residual noise from the ground in it, but to me it doesn't sound super natural. tracker on speed dial. What do you mean, like a dog tracker? I'm hunting for anything. Jaguar, what you have to understand, 45 minutes after the shot, by the time I had my stuff packed up, start to look for blood, it started to downpour. And it rained solidly for the next 14 or 15 hours. My options were grid search the following morning. Again, I'm in 4-foot tall grass and goldenrod for hundreds of acres with no idea which direction he ran as soon as he crested the hill. He crested the hill like 20 yards from me. I have nowhere to look. Nowhere. Yeah. Pennsylvania. Yeah, we had 2 other guys helping me out too. We did the ground and pound for quite a long ways. Like I said, if he's dead, a guy shot one here a couple hundred yards behind me Wednesday morning. By the time he went up to the truck to get his cart and get back in here, the buzzards were on that deer less than 2 hours. So if that deer is dead, the buzzards will find it. I have a theory that they didn't find it yesterday because of the rain and they weren't flying. And today they're not really flying because of the wind. So hopefully the wind dies down. We'll get a buzzard on there if it's dead. I mean, I was 100% sure of my shot when I took it, but now I'm second guessing how lethal it was. I know I don't have a pass through. I figured I hit opposite shoulder. Yeah, I'm guessing that deer I shot is north of 225 pounds live weight. I don't know if I explained this, Jaguar, but where I'm hunting, there's a lot of crazy restrictions, right? It's a military post. So you can't just bring any geek off the street in here. They've also got to have access, which means they've got to be hunting the gap as well. Now anybody can, but there's a lot of guys that won't come in here. And it don't matter. If I had 100 guys over there, I'm not going to find a deer that's still alive, right? At this point, it doesn't. With that weather and the rain, at this point, you know, the meat is a waste. We know that. It would have been by the next day at noon or 1 in the afternoon. So, I guess the only silver lining would be finding the actual antlers and putting a tag on it instead of shooting another buck later. Pendleton might let you hunt there. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we'd have it Euroed up. We'd do it upright. Heck, if we find it, you can buy another buck cape and, put them out together. The important part is that we tell the story the way it happened. Like tell the story the best way we can. Honor that animal as much as we can. Second biggest buck I ever shot, Josie, I shot on a day just like this. I was out all day from 3 o'clock in the morning when I started out till I shot him at like 5 after 5, 6 after 5 in the evening. I only saw 3 deer. All of them were bucks. The wind blew like that all day until that last couple minutes. But yeah, this is nuts. Yeah, 5-star. I haven't gotten anything in a while. I did shoot one Wednesday, but that chapter is still open. We don't know. We don't know what's going on there. We didn't find him yet. there will be a video coming to showcase that hunt. Yeah. I hope so too, Josie. We'll watch for buzzards tomorrow in the morning. We'll see what happens. What did I shoot? I shot a buck on Wednesday. But I have no indication he's dead. A monster buck. So, like I said, the story is, it's still an open chapter. We're still trying to finish that up. But I can't sit over there staring at the ditch for the rest of my life either. I spent 12 hours in there over the last 2.5 days, so. Well, 2 days, 1.5 days. Five Star, you're good, man. I haven't been doing a lot of lives over the last week. I had a lot of projects I had to work on. I had to move some boats. I kind of laid up for about 3 days with some really bad lower back issues, and we're finally back at it. Man, I don't have high hopes for tonight. I'm trying to stay positive, but I don't have high hopes. I should have seen deer moving already. What time is it? We've been on for over an hour. Excellent. A lot of times when I'm glassing, I'm just looking into these other fields on this opposite ridge, just to get an indication if deer are moving. And I have not seen anything, and I can see stuff like 1,000 yards away. I have a really crappy wind for where I want to hunt. It's this alternate spot. It's pretty fire. But Pennsylvania. Live till dark, 5-star. So what I'm also looking at, right? This is one of the reasons I set up in here is like, it's about 1.5 miles, 2 miles from the edge of where I was hunting. Further east. And we have a west wind, so it's blowing from the west to the east. And there's a long tree line up there along this field edge where I can see everything. So if bucks are moving and they're in here, they're going to work that edge up and down. They're going to work north-south in this west wind, trying to pick up any of the does that are bedded in these tall grassy fields, right? And that way I've got a shot at trying to get eyes on another big buck. Brad McHenry, not yet. I think we're gonna call it quits on the ground search. We're gonna wait for the vultures to tell me if there's a dead deer over there anywhere or not. Maybe we get lucky, maybe we don't, but I've done as much ground and pound as I can do. I had a giant buck, which I think is the ditch buck, cross the road in front of me in the truck at 1 o'clock this afternoon, a little after 1. Almost jumped into my truck when he crossed. So if the ditch buck is the buck I shot, then he's still alive. If the ditch buck is not the buck I shot, 1, I'm surprised, and 2, we're going to wait for the vultures to tell me where he's at. I'm in Pennsylvania now. I thought I saw the top of a deer, but there's another hunter coming down that, like I just explained, that edge, right? That's got to be 600 yards away. I can't get a good beat on it, but it says 473. All I can see is his head and his shoulders over the grass. He's clearly standing on the ground. I don't know how much he can see from there, but he's got a crossbow. So he might be still hunting. You know, what's the circle of life guy? I don't think he understands the situation, what we're in. It's not like I shot this buck this morning. I shot this buck Wednesday. I've already spent 12 hours looking for this buck. Am I supposed to just spend the rest of my life looking for it or what? Like, I don't understand what his deal is. Again, we had a torrential downpour for 14 hours. I spent six hours in that grid searching for this deer. Without a blood trail, there's nothing I can really do. Yeah, and his idea was you have to prove that the buck's either still. I don't know what he's getting at. Like I said, I had a deer jump across the road that I'm 90% sure was the buck I shot. So I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Again, these guys are the same ones that say all this stuff, but they've probably never shot a deer with a bow. They've probably never spent any time in the woods. They don't realize that every buck that's taken to a processor that's 4.5 or 5 years old has a broadhead stuck in it somewhere. They don't know that. Pennsylvania. Yeah, they don't know. They don't have a clue. Who do I have one here? No, it don't look like it. And I hate to talk bad about other hunters, right? But this guy is in the grass. He's right on the edge of the grass, looking into the timber on the ground with the wind blowing over him into the timber. And he's looking that way. I'm set up looking this way. Although I'm glassing that just to see, but it's hundreds of yards away. But I'm expecting deer coming this way. I don't know how he sees any deer over there tonight. It's too much wind, too much wind. shooting shades. I left them in the truck, man. It was too cloudy for shooting shades today. I'm about to go to the truck and get a parka to put on. That's what I'm about to do because I'm freezing. Yeah, future's not too bright today. It is. It's a lot windy. Ashland, yeah, we're getting into that chasing phase. I think we're still pre-rut in most places throughout the U.S. But things are kicking off. Bucks are going nuts. Seth, we're looking like I'm about to freeze to death, man. I was going to put my Primaloft jacket on under this thing, and I didn't. I do have a sweatshirt over here I could put on underneath it. But, yeah, the wind's cutting through me like a knife. I ain't seen shite. I got another hunter over here about 475 yards away, standing in the grass looking with the wind behind him, looking in the direction the wind's blowing, set up for deer coming that way. Don't make any sense to me, but that's what he's doing. I don't know. He'll probably get lucky. He'll have a blind deaf monster buck show up. Put it on sooner than later. Nah, I like to get cold. I like to feel it in my bones, you know? How you looking over there, Seth? You holding up all right? For all you guys on the live, Seth is a couple hundred yards to the west. Hey, look, in the rut. You want the quickest tip? Here it is. If the wind's blowing east or west, the bucks will be going north or south, trying to cross paths with as many does as they can. If the wind is blowing east or west, north or south. And if the wind's blowing north or south, they'll be going east or west. DFA, that's death from above. You gotta see him if you want DFA, though. You gotta see him first. Yeah, we haven't seen anything. Good luck out there tomorrow, Paul. I can't hunt tomorrow or Sunday because I'm with the kiddo. Or I would have waited till tomorrow. Seth's always overconfident in me. He's like, dude, wherever you go, deer go. They always do. I'm glad he's that confident. Turbo engines, water wheel. Yeah. We're hunting for wabbits. No action, yeah. Nothing. I like concrete too. Odin, that's awesome. I'm about to call quits here, man. I got that sun right in my face. Duck, I don't know anything about the Matthews lift. I shoot a V3X. Now the V3X, pretty damn good bow. I think Matthews makes a good bow. You know? I think the lift is probably alright. I got a regular old pedal bike. That's about all I use. I'm too old for bikes, man. Too old for a lot of shit. I'm done talking on this microphone. Get ready, we just had a doe run right under me. Did you guys see her? She come pounding down off that mountain like she was being chased. I mean, damn near full bore, right underneath me, and out that bottom. I know you guys think I'm crazy, but I'm not shooting a doe in here. I gotta drag that thing a mile straight uphill. Not a mile, 1,000 yards. Straight up a mountain. I ain't doing that shit. I'm looking for what chased her. Yeah, we'll get back to hunting does in the late season. I did not expect him coming in from behind me like that. hunting bucks, man. White-tailed bucks. Alright, well, there's deer on their feet, so that's good. This camera arm is way in my way. I am legit in. I need to put that other jacket on, but it's too late not to do that. I'm freezing. Another doe just snuck up that trail, jumped into the grass above me. So where's the buck at? I don't know where she came from. She had to come out of this real tall grass right behind a tree, because I didn't see her till she was right here at about 20 yards. Alright, I gotta stay on my toes here. That was not the same deer. That was definitely a different deer. She was real dark in color. They're on the move. She was in my wind. Didn't seem to bug her much. Maybe I'm blowing right over the top. We got 12 minutes left. Well, this is where I sign off. We had two does come in tonight. One coming from the south to the north, and then one coming from the north to the south. Both of them right under the tree. That's why we hunt this place as a rut funnel. We obviously just don't have any hot does bringing the bucks through yet, so it is what it is. Double tap that screen, give me a like. If you want to see more content like that, hit that sub button. We're Peace and out, everybody. Have a good Halloween. Be safe out there.